What's up, Warrior Leadership Summit? My name is Jason, Choctaw from Oklahoma, but coming to you right now from Alaska. Welcome to night 2 of the 5 summer nights of Warrior Leadership Summit online. Are you cooking fried bacon? Oh, we gotta get started. Hey Warriors, let's go.
Welcome to WLS Online 5 Summer Nights. Usually this isn't how we would see each other, but due to extreme circumstances, this is how it's going to happen, but we're still going to have the same amount of fun. Now, for those of you that are wondering, what is WLS? My friend dragged me into this room. There's stuff going around. I don't know what's going on. Well, basically all WLS is just a bunch of natives all get together, usually at a conference, but right now, casting you online, the more people we can get, it's great. But it's just, we come together, we hang out, and sometimes as native people, as native youth, we sometimes feel alone in this bad environment that we grew up in. You know, we face a lot of hard realities, not the best lives, but here, all of that can be kind of not so much forgotten, but more resolved. You can learn through all the stuff that we were talking about up here on stage, all of God's power, all of everything that has encompassed a lot of people's lives on these native reservations that have helped us, myself included, to get through our daily routines.
And obviously we can't be together, so we have 5 nights of WLS online. We are going to be having great concerts, worship, and messages. And for more resources, go to warriorleadershipsummit.com.
.com, not .org, not .gov, .com. But I heard we have something special tonight, don't we?
We have something really special tonight. So tonight's guest is Lecrae. He's pretty awesome. I mean, I listened to a lot of his music, so it's pretty cool.
Lecrae.
Yep.
Going to perform tonight.
Yes, tonight. So you better be here.
Oh yeah. You better be here. Once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to see Lecrae online during WLS. It's going to be awesome. Super great. I don't know about you, but I enjoy receiving free stuff. What about you, Hannah?
I love receiving free stuff.
Oh yeah. So that's why we're doing 2 giveaways every single night for these 5 nights. Usually we would do, a little smaller items, but now we're doing 1 big ticket item. Huge item. It's very well worth it. That's going to require a secret word from last night, but you're too late. So you could have a chance to win another prize, which is the Amazon gift card for sharing this video.
Yep. So hopefully you tuned in with us last night to hear the secret code, and you went to warriorleadershipsummit.com, clicked enter to win, and typed in the code.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on a pro level, high tier DSLR camera.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's the prize. I mean, a lot of you I know love taking photos, and you're going to be able to take photos depending on where you're from. It'll be of desert, the woods, mosquitoes, armadillos, sheep, your mutton dishes. You know where you're from. But I mean, that's a pretty good prize, I think.
It's a pretty good prize. And we have a generator going right now with all of your names in it that have followed the steps to get this gift, and take a look. That is the winner.
Right in the Facebook chat. Look at that.
Congratulations, and make sure to take those pictures. Feel free to tag us and just have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, and make sure you stick around for tonight to see the secret word for tomorrow's grand prize.
But we're not done with the giveaway stuff just yet. We are rolling into our Amazon gift card giveaway.
Now, to be eligible for that, right now, you have to share this live video on Facebook with your friends. Do it now. go ahead and get your phones out. Share this video. Press the share button. And then follow whatever steps you need to happen. I haven't been on Facebook in a while, so gotta press share. Send it all out. Make sure you check it out. Make sure your friends like it. They don't have to like it, but make sure they do. And you'll be eligible for this Amazon gift card.
And we will reveal the winner of the Amazon gift card tonight at the end of tonight's session, so get on it.
Yeah, hurry up. Do it right now.
Tonight we have worship from another great WLS team, and Ron Hutchcraft will be bringing us a message that I promise you don't want to miss. For more resources, visit warriorleadershipsummit.com.
We also have our official WLS t-shirts, and for the first time in WLS history, an official WLS face mask. Now, these are only on sale until Sunday, July 5th, so put your orders in. We also have past recordings of battle councils and other various resources that are actually very useful, especially with WLS and your walk with God. Make sure you go check those out. Now, right now, I feel like we should play a game. What do you think?
I think we should play a game. We need to get moving.
Yeah, so we're going to play a little game right now. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Have some fun.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to WLS 2020. Kind of weird doing it this way, but it's the best thing we got. But right now, I feel like we should have a little fun. So, for those of you that were here last year, the year before, or the past 20 years, I don't know if this game went back that far, but there's a game called One Arm, Two Arm, No Arm. Now, I was one of the best at it, but I want to give you guys a chance. Now, I have a few of my friends here. We got Caitlin, Ayana, and Lydia, all representing different nations from different spots of the U.S., just like how it would be at WLS. I hope you guys are safe, and let's have some fun. So, this game is really just a simple game. For the first round, we're going to do by points. So, the objective is to look like the screen by the time it ends. So, you have to choose no arms, one arm, or two arm. So, while you guys are sitting there with your group, social distancing, I'm hoping, make sure you guys are either having two arms up, one arm up, or none. Make sure you guys change it up, too, because we got to see if you can get the most points. So we're going to do 5 turns of this, and each time you're going to keep score if you got it. So say I have 2 arms up, the cycle goes through, and it lands on 2 arms, you get a point. Congratulations, trophy, $5 cash prize. Not really. But what we're going to do now is just going to do a little practice run. So choose 1 arm, 2 arm, or no arms. The people that I'm with right now are going to choose one. So you guys go ahead and choose one just as a practice round. So you're going to choose 1 arm, 2 arm, or no arms. Let's see what we got. 1 arm. 1. We're going to go with none. Okay. All right. So this is the practice round. So go ahead and take your choice. Let's get going. Oh, 1 arm. Look at that. All right. So if you had that one, then that's a point. But this is just a practice round, so don't use all your luck just yet. All right. So what we're going to do now is just going to be starting. So 5 rounds of this. Whoever has the most points wins. All right. So go ahead and make your choices now. We're going to see if you guys can make it. Is everyone ready? All right. Go ahead and make your choice.
Dang it.
1 arm. Oh, so you have 1 arm. You got 1 point right now. We got 4 more. All right. Make sure you guys keep track. Honesty. You can't be on round 1 and have 3 points already. All right. Honesty. You got that, everyone?
I have 1 point.
Might as well keep a scoreboard up here. All right. Go ahead and make your second selection for round 2. All right. Let's see if you got it. Ooh, 1 arm.
Why?
All right. Add up your points. See if you have 2 points. If you're perfect right now, that's great. Try and go undefeated. Try and beat everyone there. Make it a competition. All right. Round 3. Make your choice. Everyone has their choice. All right. Let's see it. Two arms. Yeah.
This is rigged. I'm just kidding.
like the casino. You're all rigged. All right, round 4. Let's see if you guys can get 4 points. All right, go ahead and make your choice. All right, let's see what you got.
Yeah.
2 arms for the win. Oh man, this is actually really exciting. All right, hopefully someone out there has at least 4 points to go on to round 5. If you have a perfect score, go ahead and give us a follow on the WLS official WLS Instagram page, or go on Facebook. Give us a like. Let us know that you won. All right, round 5 coming at you. Make your choices. You gotta make your choices. What are we gonna go with? This is the last round. All right, let's see.
What?
Ooh, none. Oh man. Well, hopefully someone out there got 5 points. Thanks for playing.
That was a great game. Now let's transition into worship with Seth and Sarah Stevens. It's such a blessing to have them here with us today. And if you've been here before, you know that they are incredible. So let's settle in, let's praise God, and take it away, Seth and Sarah.
Who am I that the highest king would welcome me? I was lost, but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the sun sets free. Oh, it's free. Child of God, yes I am. Free at last, He has ransomed me. Oh, His grace unseen. Injured earth has quaked before, moved by the sound of his voice. The seas that are shaken and stirred can be calmed and broken from my regard. Through it all, my eyes are on you. Through it all, it is well. Through it all, my eyes are on you, and it is well with me. Far be it from me to not believe, even when my eyes can't see. beginning, one with God, our Lord Most High. Your hidden glory in creation, now revealed in you are Christ. What a beautiful name it is. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a beautiful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. You didn't walk heaven without us. So Jesus, you brought heaven down. Sin was great, your love was greater. And what can separate us now? What a wonderful name it is. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a wonderful name it is. Nothing can stand against. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus. Death could not hold you. The veil tore before you. You silenced the boast of sin and grave. The heavens are roaring the praise of your glory. For you are raised to life again. You have no rival. You have no equal. Now and forever, God, you reign. Yours is the kingdom. Yours is the glory. Yours is the name above all names. What a powerful name it is. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a powerful name it is. Nothing can stand against. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus. You have no rival. You have no equal. Now and forever, God, you reign. Yours is the kingdom. Yours is the glory. Yours is the name above all names. What a powerful name it is. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a powerful name it is. Nothing can stand against. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus.
Seth, Sarah, thank you so much. That was awesome. Awesome worship. Right now, we're going to have the greatest speaker I've ever seen, Ron Hutchcraft, come up and speak. But before we do that, I'm just going to lead us in a quick word of prayer. So please bow your heads and pray with me. Lord, we just thank you right now for just allowing us to have this opportunity to speak to all these Native youth, that we have the technology to do so even in a time like this where there's a lot of fear going around, that we can still praise you and that we can still have this amazing conference. I ask right now that you just bless Ron and just allow all these youth just out there just to have an open heart, to just listen, to just hear what Ron has to say, and to see that his love for Native youth is amazing and that it stretches so far. I just thank you for this opportunity, and I just ask that you just allow us to just be serene in this moment. And I pray this in your son's name. Amen.
Everything depends on the road that you take. Life is all about two roads. The one that you're born on and the one that you have to choose. Jesus gives us this aerial view through God's word, through the relationship with him. He gives us an aerial view and he sees where these destinations, these roads are taking you. But we see that this big road where all these people are going, when we looked in the distance, we see that where was the destination? It was brokenness. There was a storm. We see destruction. But when we look over and we saw the life path, it was a road that you had to choose. It was smaller. There was less people that took it. It's hard, but life is already hard. But this road on the life path, it's worth it. And the destination where it's taking you is a life that matters. See, what matters about a road isn't how cool or how busy it looks or what there is to do or how maybe it can help you out with your current situation or help you escape from life. What matters about the road is where it's taking you. And for thousands of years, millions of people have followed Jesus Christ off the map into the life that they were created for.
But what separates the life path from the big road is that the life path, you're no longer just thinking about yourself. You're thinking about those around you. But you need to understand that you're way too valuable to be wasted. In Ephesians 2:10, it talks about us being God's masterpiece. You have to understand something about a masterpiece, is that it was created, it was made, it was molded. God spent time and energy on making you. You can either stay on that big road, like Nick said, will only lead to destruction, or you can choose the life path. You can take a step into something that you feel like you've never thought you could do. You can take a step off the map and into a life that you were created for.
Welcome back, Warriors, to night 2. You guys just watched the video of what you may or may not have seen with night 1. Tonight, we're going to get a chance and the opportunity to hear from Ron Hutchcraft. This guy has a heart for our people. He's worked in Native ministry for the past 25 plus years, been all throughout the United States and First Nations in Canada, has a heart. Because of his faithfulness, thousands and countless numbers of Native young people have heard about the hope they found through a relationship with Jesus. So if you haven't met him or heard of him before, you're going to want to check this out. He's got a lot to say and definitely is coming straight from the heart. So give it up for Ron Hutchcraft.
Well, this is so cool. Thank you for being a part of the, kind of making a little Warrior Leadership Summit history, because we are like all over the continent watching this thing tonight. We've got some Ojibways, for example, way up north in Canada. They're watching it. They're with us. So bonjour to you guys. And we've got some Oglala Lakotas who are out on a really kind of cool trip together, and they're doing the 5 summer nights together with us. So Hakola to you guys. And we've got some Navajos and Hopis down in the Southwest joining us, but they're doing a drive-in kind of thing. So Yate and let's see, Loma. And we've got some Nez Perce watching, so Tatsmewi, and we've got some, the Cherokees will be mad at me, that's right, OCO. And we've got, we're all over the place with this thing. It's so cool. And thank you for being a part of this first ever Warrior Leadership Summit online. You know, I was on a vacation trip with our family. We used to like to go down to this place on the Atlantic coast called Ocean City. They have this 3-mile boardwalk. I loved riding my bike on that part of my physical fitness program. And I was riding them one day, and all of a sudden I hear this announcement, and this voice comes and says, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lost little boy here. He is wearing red shorts, and he has a red truck that he's hugging very tightly. I hope somebody can identify him and help him get home. Well, it took me about 25 minutes, got to the end of the boardwalk, rode back, and as I'm coming back, I hear this announcement say, we have a lost little boy here, he's wearing red shorts. They were still trying to find somebody to find him. And I mean, look, when you're lost, I think this little kid has to be freaking out by now. When you're lost, obviously, your hope is that somebody who loves you will come and rescue you, just like us. Because, man, we all know the feeling of being lost. And I don't mean physically lost, maybe that too. I know that feeling. Gee, when I'm driving, half the time I'm lost. My Navajo daughter-in-law, she's like, never lost? I'm lost half the time. But I'm talking about feeling emotionally lost and spiritually lost. I looked up lost in the dictionary, like it's not a hard word, but it says unable to find your way. Are you ever feel that way? Unable to find our way, like through life? It's scary, it's lonely. Sometimes it's really dangerous, Sometimes they don't even find these kids alive when they get lost. And when lost is the scariest is when it gets dark. Man, if you're out in the woods or something, you're lost and it's dark, it really gets weird at that point. And there are times it gets dark in our life, somebody breaks up with you, somebody dies that you love, there's some tragedy that comes along, you get depressed, start thinking dark thoughts. So when it gets dark, we really feel how lost we are. We're just like that little boy. Our only hope is that someone cares about us and will come looking for us to rescue us. You know what? This is really about good news these 5 nights. And there's someone who's done that for us. Because he knows how lost we are. That's the interesting thing, is that the Bible uses that word to describe us. Pretty good word, lost. The person who's come looking for us, who cares for us, he's a brown-skinned man from a tribe called Judah, born of a peasant family, born poor, and born in a community that people said nothing good came out of there, and born among a people whose land had been taken over by other people and who died a violent death. Sound familiar? Yeah, his name is Jesus. And he told us why he came. Now, here's the thing. He is the Son of Creator God. Yeah, well, he not only said that, he proved it. Because he did what nobody's ever done before or since. 3 days after he died, he walked out of his grave under his own power. Hello? So what is the Son of God doing coming to our dirt ball here from the best place in the galaxies? Well, he said this. Here's how he put it. It's recorded in the Bible. It says this. The Son of Man, which is one of his titles, it says, has come to seek and to save those who are lost. That's Luke 19:10. Now, he said he's come to seek us. Why is he seeking us? Well, first of all, Jesus is God come looking for you and me. Why is he seeking us? Because we're away from God. Nobody had to tell me that, tell you that. You know the feeling. I feel like I'm away from God. I don't know how to really get through to him. So he came to look for us, but he did more than look for us. Because we needed more than to be found. We needed to be rescued. Yeah, we really did. And he said, I've come to seek you and to save you, to rescue you. I asked some of my young friends what it was like being without Jesus. So we went to the Zoom room and asked them to tell us about with and without Jesus. Here's what they said.
Without Jesus, I was lost, hanging out with the wrong friends, following the wrong groups, and trying to get myself in a bad situation where I didn't really think I felt. But without Jesus, he got me out of that situation.
Without Jesus, I had no identity. I didn't know who I was, but now that I came to know Christ, I know that I'm a child of the Most High.
Without Jesus, I was hopeless. I was just looking for acceptance from a lot of different things, drugs, alcohol, people, like the wrong people. and it just didn't turn out that good for me.
I was broken, alone.
Now that I'm with Jesus, I'm not only a survivor, but I am able to walk in freedom with him.
With Jesus, I am, I'm free. I'm not weighed down by anxiety anymore. I'm not depressed anymore. I have true freedom.
With Jesus, I'm hopeful and I have hope. I don't turn to objects or things to feel acceptance or even people, because I know that I'm accepted by God by what Jesus did for me on the cross.
With Jesus, now I am loved. I no longer have to turn to things just to find fulfillment, and I can find that in him. I'm able to feel whole.
Well, those are some of my friends, like me, who were rescued by the one who cared enough to come looking for us. Rescued from what? Jesus said he came to save us. What do we need to be rescued from? Well, first of all, from a life that doesn't have any meaning. Mark Twain, the famous author, he said the two most important days of your life, first of all, is the day you're born, and the second one is the day you find out why you're born. Well, everybody knows the first one, every year, happy birthday, too. We do that. And then the day you find out why. How you doing on that one? A lot of people live their whole life and they never figure out why. They never know why they were born. Jesus came to rescue us from that. Why is it we have a life without meaning? Because we took the Creator's map for our life and we tore it up. We said, God, you run the universe and I'll run me. And so the Bible describes, our situation in a verse in the book of Isaiah where it says that all of us are kind of like sheep that wandered away and strayed away. And it said that we actually have taken and chosen our path instead of God's path. That's Isaiah 53:6. So that's a pretty good picture. We've simply taken our way instead of God's way. So that's why we have a life without meaning. Hold on a second here. I usually bring bicycle tires with me everywhere I go. Actually, that's not true. Hello, bicycle tire. And you can see it's got all the necessary spokes, a nice hub in the middle. That's very nice. Okay, good. Well, now we have, I have another one here, and I may be in trouble for my next bike ride. Something missing with this wheel. Something wrong with this little bicycle wheel here. Yeah, it's only the hub that's missing. Hello? The problem is that without the hub, you got all these spokes, they're just kind of hanging there. Because they're supposed to be attached to this center, and they're not. So they're useless. This bike's going nowhere. This is our life without a relationship with the God who created us, who we're made for. We've got all these pieces, all this stuff, but it doesn't connect to anything. That's why it's a life without meaning. Jesus came to rescue us from that. He said, I've come that you might have life and have it to the full. But here's even more serious. We need to be rescued from a future that has no hope. Look, I've been to the funerals of too many young men and women. Too many of them have been indigenous young men and women. And I'll bet you have too. And after that last heartbeat, what happens? Well, the Bible says because we have said, God, you run the universe, I'll run me, and we've rebelled against that Creator God and just simply played God for ourselves, we got a price to pay for that. Romans 6:23 in the Bible actually talks about that. It says the wages of our sin is death. What we get paid for our sin is death. And that doesn't just mean your heart stops beating. It means eternal separation, forever separation from the God whose love, whose meaning, whose relationship we were made for. And then Hebrews chapter 9 tells us what happens after we die. It says, just as each person is destined to die once. After that comes judgment. I got to face every sin I ever committed and the price to pay for it. We're done for without a rescue. That's our only hope. No way we can get out of this any other way. So, see, this is like, however long we live here on this little planet, this is like nothing. This is a speck. Because we're created as eternal beings. We're going to live forever. You are going to live forever in one of two places, with God or without Him. A phenomenal place called heaven, an unthinkable place called hell. You're going to live one of those two places. Right now, with the penalty for what I've done wrong, you know. A little girl named Jessica, she was just 1.5 years old, and little did she know that she would become known all over the world. Yeah, Jessica was out playing in the backyard. Her aunt had a like a little daycare center for children. Wouldn't you know, this little girl wanders over to the far corner of the yard. There is a little hole there, 8 inches wide. She falls down this shaft, 22 feet. She is trapped, kind of upside down, so one leg is stuck up above her head. And she's taken a really severe fall. When people figured this out, of course, they're calling every 911 and every first responder they can find to come and rescue, try to save this girl. But who can go down an 8-inch hole? Nobody can make it down there. And so she's there like the whole day. She's there for 24 hours, still there. They didn't even know she was alive till they dropped the microphone down. And when they did, you know what they heard? Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, she's singing the Winnie the Pooh song. But not most of the time. Most of the time she was just moaning because she was hurt so bad. Well, and by this time, I mean every news network you can imagine is there. CNN is there. It's on all over the world now. I mean, she became known as Baby Jessica, like everybody's baby. I came home at night, turned on the TV to see if Baby Jessica had been rescued. She was still down in there. 2 days have gone by now. She's still down there. She can't, how much longer could she last? Finally, they come up with a solution. They start to dig a parallel shaft that's wide enough for the skinniest guy there to go down and dig a tunnel over to where she is to bring her out. And so, I mean, with the world watching one night, and I was watching, eyes were glued on us. Up comes the head of that rescuer, and in his arms is this battered, pretty beat up little girl, but she's alive. And Jessica survived and thrived. And I'll tell you why. Because I looked at that story and I said, that's Jessica's story is like my story. I didn't fall down a hole. But you know what? I was in a deadly situation like she was, and I could do nothing to rescue myself. So are you. We all are. We're lost. We're facing God's judgment, and we're down in this hole we cannot get ourselves. No religion, no ritual, no ceremony, no pastor, no minister, nobody. Nobody can help us get out of there. We are down there to stay unless somebody will do whatever it takes to find a way to get us rescued. That's Jesus. And He didn't risk His life to rescue you and me. He gave His life to rescue us from what we could never rescue ourselves from. So for 2,000 years, and I've seen this happen on like 100 reservations and reserves across North America, people have found that they can be rescued from a life without meaning and from a future without hope by this man Jesus. And the rescue place, the place where lost people get found, is all tied to a hill outside the city of Jerusalem called Skull Hill and a cross on that hill. So if you go back in time with me, and you walk up that hill and you're going to see 3 crosses. You're going to see one over here, you're going to see one over here. You're going to see this. These 2 are criminals that have earned their death penalty, and in the middle is the only son God has who's done nothing wrong except to give his life to help other people. By the way, they couldn't nail him there. They couldn't. He was the Son of God. He made the guys who nailed him there. He made the tree he's on. They nailed him to. No, he chose to. Because he didn't want to lose you. He loves you too much to lose you. So, he said some things when he was dying there, and I just want to leave you with these. Because if you listen to what he said from that cross, you'll know what you could have before this night is over. First of all, he said, and you can see it recorded here in the Bible, he said at one point, this awful cry, my God, why have you forsaken me? What's this? God the Father has turned his back on his own son? Why would he do that? Well, if you get this, well, you'll understand why we could never earn our way to God, because he is absorbing, he's taking on himself every ugly, dirty, lying, hurting thing we've ever done. Selfish, angry, all the sin of all the world, including yours and mine. And because God is a holy, sinless God, he cannot even look upon his son when his son is taking all of my hell and all of my shame and all of my guilt and all of yours. So yes, God turned his back on his son that day so he would never have to turn his back on you. What do we find out from that? You get Jesus and you have got love for sure. A love that wouldn't turn its back on you. Going through all of that is a love that will never let you go, never dump you, never hurt you, never abandon you. There is no other love like that. You got love for sure, man. And then he said something else really extraordinary. He said, Father, forgive them. That word forgive is pretty powerful. That would mean that if what he's doing there means forgiveness, it means that every sin you've ever committed could be erased from God's book this very night. And you will never face it on Judgment Day. And you could go to heaven because the thing that would keep you out has been erased by God, because Jesus did the dying for the sinning you and I have done. Mary Lola's a friend of ours. She's Yupik, lives in a village up in Alaska, right on the Bering Sea, long way from anywhere. We've been there. And Mary Lola was betrayed by someone in her family in a terrible way, like many young women have been, maybe some there tonight. And as a result of that, she made some terribly bad, destructive choices. She says so. She felt like she had a lot to be forgiven for. She has something to tell us about forgiveness tonight. It might be something that you need to hear too. Here's Mary Lola.
No matter how many times I've tried to cover up my sin, to make it go away, to not have it in my life, there was nothing that could make it go away. Even though I've been through a lot of trauma in my life, especially with my cousin taking my virginity, I want you to know that, I've tried so many different things. I've tried alcohol, I've tried meaningless relationships with guys to cover up what I've experienced, and these things, they didn't bring healing, they didn't take away the pain. It just led to a lot of heartache. When we have sin in our life, that separates us from God. In John 3:16 he says, "For God so loved the world." And instead of saying the world, put your name in there. For God so loved Mary Lola that he gave his one and only son, so that Mary Lola doesn't have to perish, but have eternal life, and you can have that relationship with Jesus. He can undo everything that you've gone through. He can take away the hurt. Jesus Christ, who was God in the human flesh, But because he loved us so much, he took all the shame and the regret and the pain and the secrets. When he came into the world, he died a sinner's death. Even though he was without sin, he came and he died a death that I should have died. But he didn't just die to die. He died and he rose again. He rose from the grave 3 days later. And he defeated death. He overcame sin. He took it upon himself so that we can have a relationship with him, with God. When you begin that relationship with Jesus Christ and you accept him into your life, you are a new creation. The old has gone, the new has come.
She understands being forgiven makes you clean. So, over here you'll see a lot of the stuff, and I couldn't begin to make a complete list. Good night. There's so many choices we make. Not all of mine are here, not all of yours are here. The Bible calls them sins. And Jesus also said when he was dying, he said, just before he died, he said, it is finished. He didn't say, I am finished. He said, it is finished. Well, to understand that you actually got to find the word. It was one word in the language people spoke back then. And it was like an accountant's word. And archaeologists found an accountant's office, and they found these slates that were people's bills. And over here were the people that still owed some. Here are the people who didn't owe anymore. And over here was that word tetelestai. That's it is finished. You know what it means? Paid in full. So when Jesus was dying on that cross, he says, whatever you've done, the penalty you owe, the price you should have to pay, paid in full. He said it from the cross. Paid in full. That could be you tonight. Because the minute you say to Jesus, Jesus, I'm pinning all my hopes on you and what you did on the cross for me, I will tell you that every wrong thing you've ever done is paid in full. You want that? That's why people say they feel like 100-pound weight has been lifted off of them when they give their heart to Jesus. Because their bill is paid forever. Canceled. Which means, the last thing Jesus said, the thief next to him, who had lived a pretty crummy life, says, Lord, would you remember me when you come into your kingdom? He's like, Jesus, you're my only hope. And Jesus made this incredible statement to him. He said, today you will be with me in paradise. You're going to heaven, man. After a life of sin. He said, you'll be in heaven. Why? Why would that be? Because this guy was saying, Jesus, you're my only hope of being forgiven. You're my only hope of heaven. And Jesus said, you're going to heaven. So, here's what could happen to you right now in this next couple of minutes. You could have love for sure, like you've never had in your life. By the one who never turned his back on you when it hurt the most. You can have forgiveness for sure and know you're clean. And you can have heaven for sure. Because Jesus, I pray the day that your heart beats for the last time, you will hear those same words from Jesus. Today you'll be with me in paradise and forever. If you want that, it's within your reach tonight. Jesus didn't stay on the cross. No, he died there, but 3 days later, he walked out of his grave. He is ready to walk into your life tonight and do what only he can do. You will be lost no more. You will be found and you'll be home. So you'll go to sleep tonight knowing you are clean, you are forgiven, you are loved, you're in the family of God, and you're home in the relationship you were made for. Adam's a 5-year-old cousin in our family, and he was at a theme park with his mom, and they got separated, and there was a sea of people, and little Adam is literally there spinning around, looking up at faces, trying to see if his mom's in there anywhere, and he said, finally, this is what he said to his mom later, he said, Mommy, he said, I heard you calling my name, and I knew I was okay. That tug you're feeling in your heart tonight, Jesus is calling your name. And you'll be okay if tonight you will open your heart and pin all your hopes on him. You're going to have a chance to do that in just a minute. My daughter had a little sign up in her room in high school. It said, I asked Jesus, how much do you love me? This much, he said. And he stretched out his arms, and he died. Well, he's not on that cross anymore, but his arms are still wide open. And he's waiting for you. Wherever you are tonight, whether you're alone, whether you're with a group, can I ask you, in respect for Creator God, if you would close your eyes for a minute, and we're actually going to talk to him. And if tonight you say, I want to be forgiven, I want this love, I want his heaven, I'm tired of lost, and you would like to begin your personal relationship with this one who loves you beyond words tonight. Young men and women all across this continent, but one at a time right now saying, Jesus, I get it. The life without meaning, the future without hope is over tonight. You want to begin a relationship with him? I'm going to pray a prayer. It's not magic. It's not out of a book somewhere. But you can use these words to say to Jesus, I'm giving myself to you tonight. I'm going to pray it out loud. You pray it quietly where you are, wherever you are tonight. Here it is. Jesus, I have been running my own life, and you should have been. I resign. From now on, Jesus, I want you to run my life and take it where it was meant to go. Jesus, I believe that when you were dying on that cross, some of those sins you were dying for were my sins, paid in full in your red blood. And so, Jesus, tonight, because you are alive, I am pinning all my hopes on you to forgive my sin, to get me to heaven when I die. Beginning right here, beginning right now, Jesus, I am yours. Now, we're just going to have it quiet everywhere we're watching tonight for just a moment so you can get this done. Jesus, thank you that your arms are still wide open. And I thank you for that young man or young woman, wherever they are on this continent tonight, who has just realized where the love is, where the answers are, where the rescue is. Tonight is their Jesus night. And I thank you for that. May your peace flood their heart. May they feel your arms around them. And Lord, I pray this will be a new beginning for them. In Jesus' name, amen. Listen, before we continue tonight, if you prayed that prayer and you meant what you prayed, and I believe you did, if we were having our regular Warrior Leadership Summit where everybody's together, we'd have a chance, like tonight, to give you some things which we always give to young people there as they begin their relationship with Jesus. Because the question is like, what just happened? Now what? Well, that's the right question. And we've got some things that could really help you really get the most out of this new relationship with Jesus. I can't hand them to you tonight, but if you will text, and I'm going to give you a text number in just a minute, it'll be up on the screen. And I want to ask you to text one word tonight. If you prayed that prayer and you meant it, this will be kind of your outward confirmation. I meant what I prayed. This is a new beginning for me. And you text one word, hope. Text the word hope. And you can text it to 205-857-4890. You say, I can't text right now. All righty? Listen, go to warriorleadershipsummit.com and same thing, hope. We'll know what that means. And if you're in a group right now, your leader probably have some comment cards that he or she's going to be handing out to you. And right there on that card, there's a place for you to check and say, I prayed to begin my relationship with Jesus. But somehow, will you let us know so we can help you take the next exciting steps in the greatest choice you've ever made in your life? And can I just say, on God's behalf tonight, welcome to his family. You're finally home. Thanks for listening.
Like an echoing chamber, resonating the chorus of his love. Feet like a furnace, eyes like a fire, I fall down at his gaze. Angels and elders bow down in reverence. How could I
tonight we have a concert.